Hello and welcome to the relationships section of the National 5 video tutorials. Today we're going to talk about parabolae of the form y equals x plus a squared plus b. Okay, so the type of question you're likely to be asked about one of these kind of parabolae is you're probably going to be asked for your axis of symmetry, your turning point, and the y-intercept for a graph. You'll be given the equation, so in our case it's y equals x minus 1 squared take away 3, and you have to find those three pieces of information based on that equation. Now the first part, the axis of symmetry, we'll call that AS. You can find that by setting the bracket, the x minus 1 squared bracket, equal to 0. If you solve that by adding 1 onto both sides, you get that x is equal to 1 is your axis of symmetry. For the turning point, what we need to do is figure out our coordinate. We've already got the x part of the coordinate, which is 1. That comes from your axis of symmetry. The second part of the turning point is on the end of our equation here. The y part is going to be minus 3. So that's us with a turning point. The final part of this is to figure out the y-intercept, and I'm going to call that C. And the y-intercept can be found by substituting 0 into the equation for x. So 0 in the place of the equation for x, we get y is equal to 0 minus 1 squared take away 3. 0 minus 1 is negative 1, so we've got negative 1 squared take away 3, which is going to be 1 take away 3, which is minus 2. So the final part of this for us is the y-intercept coordinate, which is going to be 0, which is what we substituted into our equation, negative 2. And that's our three pieces of information there. First of all, the axis of symmetry, secondly the turning point, and finally the y-intercept. Okay, so now that you've seen that example, you should be able to find the axis of symmetry, the turning point, and the y-intercept for these equations below. Make sure you pause the video now because I will give you the answers in just a couple of seconds. Okay, so your answers are as follows. The axis of symmetry for the first one is 4. X equals 4. The turning point is 4 minus 3, and your y-intercept is 0, 13. For the second one, the axis of symmetry is 5. The turning point is 5, negative 6, and the y-intercept is 0, 19. For the third one, the axis of symmetry is x equals 2. The turning point is 2, 3, and the y-intercept is 0, 7. And for the fourth one, the axis of symmetry is 8. The turning point is 8, 1. And the y-intercept is 0, 65. For the fifth one, the y-intercept is 0, negative 1. The turning point is minus 2, minus 5. And the axis of symmetry is x equals negative 2. For number 6, the axis of symmetry is x equals negative 3. The turning point is negative 3, negative 11. And the y-intercept is 0, negative 2. The axis of symmetry for the seventh one is x equals negative 5, the turning point is negative 5, negative 4, and the y-intercept is 0, 21. And the final one, the axis of symmetry is x equals negative 3, the turning point is negative 3, negative 7, and your y-intercept is 0, 2. The other type of question you might be asked in terms of these kinds of parabolae is you are given the turning point, you're given the y-intercept, and you are asked to find the values of a and b in the equation. You might also be asked to state the equation of the axis of symmetry. This is really simple stuff. For part A and part B, we can just extrapolate our information from the graph. So in this case, the turning point is 2, negative 7, so our equation is going to be y is equal to x minus 2 squared take away 7. So A is equal to minus 2 and B is equal to minus 7. And for part B, x is equal to 2 is the axis of symmetry because the axis of symmetry lies on the turning point. Okay, and we know the x coordinate for the turning point is 2. Now that you've seen that short explanation, have a go at a few examples for yourself. Pause the video here because the answers will be given momentarily. Okay, so for question 1, A is equal to 3 and B is equal to negative 3. Your axis of symmetry is at x equals negative 3. For the second one, A is equal to 2 and B is equal to 1. Your axis of symmetry is at x equals negative 2. For your third one, A is equal to 5, B is equal to 2, and your axis of symmetry is at x equals negative 5. For your fourth one, A is equal to negative 2, B is equal to negative 4, and your axis of symmetry is at x equals 2. For your fifth one, A is equal to negative 4 and B is equal to 1. Your axis of symmetry is at x equals 4. And for the last one, A is equal to 1 and B is equal to 5. And your axis of symmetry is at x equals negative 1. If you're looking to do a few more examples from this type of question, make sure you check out the SQA examples. You can remember download all the SQA past papers from the SQA website. These ones are fairly prevalent in the exams, so make sure you study hard, and as always, thanks for watching.